Greetings, family. Welcome to Chatufa Live. We are here and we are watching on things that are happening in the nation, and we continue to give you updates of the developments we are seeing in the country, around our neighbors, and as well as all over the world. Out of many other countries, Rwanda is one country that went through a period of pain. Rwanda went through a time of crashing, a time of serious, threatening, life-threatening and life destruction that happened in that time of the genocide. But when you look at Rwanda today, you'll be surprised that Rwanda has become one of the forces to reckon with in Africa. Of all countries of Africa, imagine Rwanda is come out of all its ashes and it is beginning to rise, like a phoenix out of the ashes because of good management and, an administration that cares for the Rwandan people and an administration that wants to see development happening in the nation. Unlike what we are seeing in Zimbabwe, where we see Mnangagwa not caring about the life of Zimbabweans, the general public, and whatever is happening in the nation. Right now, we have a report that Rwanda has donated tons of maize to Zimbabwe and to Zambia. Just imagine, of all countries, Zimbabwe and Zambia. Especially with Zimbabwe's case, Zimbabwe has been known to be a breadbasket of Africa. But today, Zimbabwe is receiving donations from nations like Rwanda, nations that nobody ever believed that they would ever rise from their genocide that went through in the 1994s. But today, Rwanda has come out of all its problems. Rwanda is beginning to be a country that is developing. Rwanda is becoming a country that is self-sustaining, and we can see the development that is happening in infrastructure, housing. We are seeing technology also rising. We saw also, education even beginning to become even much better. We saw even Rwanda looking for expatriate teachers, where we had quite a number of Zimbabwean people, Zimbabwean teachers, qualified teachers who have gone to Rwanda to teach there in Rwanda. Just imagine. And Mnangagwa does not care about what is happening. They have destroyed the agricultural sector, and right now nothing is happening. Nothing totally is happening. And the country is facing starvation. The country is facing hunger. There is nothing that is happening. And today we have to be getting help from Rwanda. Just imagine, of all countries, Rwanda being one of those countries that suffered so much. And today, even our national team is able to play games in Rwanda because our own football pitches in Zimbabwe have been condemned by ZIFA, and we have no choice but to end up playing our games in Rwanda. Just imagine all the money that was stolen by people like Jivayo and the gold scandal. It's money that is able to build very beautiful stadiums in Zimbabwe. But unfortunately, it's not happening. It's not happening. We'll continue to mismanage our own country and our own resources to the point that we end up being beggars to countries that are not even supposed to be, really coming through to help us in our situations. I'm not saying getting help is bad, but we are actually supposed to be helping countries like Rwanda with what Zimbabwe is, with the potential that Zimbabwe has. Zimbabwe really is supposed to be helping countries like Rwanda, not for us to be getting food and maize from Rwanda. And I can tell you, with the situation that is on the ground right now, this maize is just going to end up right inside, the stomachs of ZANU-PF people. It's never going to go anywhere because it's not too much anyway that can feed the whole nation. So because of that, it's just going to be pocketed by those that are corrupt. It won't get anywhere very far. So this is just an embarrassment. And, for ZANU-PF really to be celebrating receiving such kind of donations is embarrassing for a country that is supposed to be producing food to export to the whole world like we used to do. Zimbabwe used to export to the whole world. And for us to have food coming from a country like Rwanda today, it's really an embarrassment. We really need to think about this. We really need to work harder and solve our problems to fix the country and look at the issues that we have done wrong in the past and fix those issues so that the country will start to work again. Zimbabwe cannot continue to be the laughing stock. Zimbabwe cannot continue to be on the receiving end, also always to be the ones that are extending some empty begging bowls all over the world to ask for food, to ask for medication, ask for electricity. We are asking for literally everything from all other countries. And why are we like this? All this is because of the mismanagement that we are seeing happening with Emmerson Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF. So, family, we definitely need to continue to rise up against ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF is embarrassing Zimbabwe. ZANU-PF has just left us so naked in the eyes of the world. We are people that are so hardworking. Zimbabweans are hard workers. Zimbabweans are skilled people. They can work in their country and make this country become a jewel of Africa. But it can't happen as long as we have the kind of leadership that are in place right now. These are not the right people that Zimbabwe needs today. And for Mnangagwa to want to extend his term, really, it's witchcraft. Mnangagwa must just leave Zimbabwe and go. He must continue to steal for the last days that are left, and he carries what he has stolen and go. We just want to have peace in our country, to have our country back, to have people that can work for Zimbabwe, revive the agricultural sector, revive industry, open up the factories, allow businesses to start and companies to restart. And then we can have a proper civil service that is properly paid, and the country will begin to go in the right direction with an economy that works. Not what we are seeing happening today. We are just seeing a propaganda of an economy where it is only their newspapers and propaganda machines that are telling us that the ZIG is doing well, while on the ground, people on the ground are seeing that this is not working at all. So running a country through propaganda, running agriculture through propaganda, as what ZANU-PF does, is never going to work. It will remain the most negative thing on the country. It remains the thing that holds our country from developing and from becoming better. So this is our situation, and very, very embarrassing for us to be receiving food donations from countries like Rwanda. Really, it's an embarrassment for Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe must do better. Zimbabwe can rise. Zimbabwe can be revived. Zimbabwe can be the country that feeds, like we used to do, the whole of Africa. Not for us to be receiving, some food donations from other smaller countries that are really supposed to be getting help from us. So Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF, they have failed Zimbabwe. They've embarrassed Zimbabwe. It is time that they must move and let Zimbabwe revive. Let Zimbabwe recover and Zimbabwe become a force to reckon with once again. So this is what it is, family. I am personally very embarrassed to see this thing happening. Although ZANU-PF people are celebrating this, but this is not a thing to celebrate at all. It is actually supposed to embarrass us even more than we can celebrate it. Otherwise, this is what is happening. Always remember to subscribe to the channel, like and share. We will meet in the upcoming shows.